Good afternoon. I would like to dedicate this speech to my mom because without her love and support, this day would not be possible. Important events in a life affect a person's attitude and character. I went through a traumatic experience that changed my life forever. At the age of 10, I lost my father to cancer. This experience, along with my family and AVID, helped shape me into who I am today. It was a sunny day on October 15th, 2011. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was very excited that day because my father was coming home from the hospital. When I walked into my dad's bright hospital room, he smiled with happiness and replied, "Let's go home." After waiting in the hospital for a few hours, my father was ready to leave. But when my father stepped into our front door, he collapsed onto the hardwood floor. As my mother administered CPR, I heard her fearful voice yell, "Dial 911." I screamed with fear and ran to the phone. Soon the ambulance attendants arrived, and my heart began to sink. I prayed to God, "Please do not take my father away." He was the closest thing to perfection that I had seen on this earth. We finally arrived at the AVID Medical Center, and a nurse escorted us to a family room. We waited and waited, and after a few hours, a doctor said nothing more could be done to help him. Losing my father influenced my life in various ways. I went through deep depression, I felt a loss of security, and I had to learn how to live again. During the few months after my father passed away, I began going through depression. Many activities that used to be enjoyable no longer held my interest. I no longer bothered to practice football or even play my PlayStation 3. Spending time with my closest friends had no pull or consolation for me. Although a USC fan, the excitement of a game did not thrill me. There were often times when I stayed in bed and cried all day. My friends and family could definitely tell that I was not like I used to be. Depression and anger were my only friends. My father, my best friend, was gone. Consequently, I lost a sense of security. My father told me that he would always be there for me and he would never leave me. My AVID teacher, Miss Peel, and the AVID tutors helped me concentrate on my goals and helped me concentrate on going to college. Miss Peel fosters her class with a family atmosphere, and that made it easier for me to share my hurts and fears. I also gained encouragement from my positive peer groups that helped give me the strength to go on. She taught me numerous skills like critical thinking and goal setting that became coping strategies and class activities such as philosophical chairs, helped me to reflect on the positive memories of my father instead of my great loss. Although my security was shaken, with Ms. Peel's help, I began to feel a little more stable. With this foundation, although my father was gone, I began to learn how to live again. To help me get through tough times, I began to think about the lessons my father taught me. One memory was our discussion of his favorite quote, "When life gives you lemons, make lemonade." When my father said make lemonade, I had a puzzled look on my face. He said, "When life does not go as planned, do not give up or complain. Make the best of every situation." I remember him telling me that life does not always turn out the way we planned and that we must look at each situation in a positive way. This reflection of his words was just what I needed. I chose to look at the positive side of his loss. Even though I miss my father dearly, I carry him and the lessons he taught me deep within my heart. When I have a bad day, I know that it will not last long. My father taught me how to focus on the sweetness of the lemonade and not the tartness. I know that I will be okay and make it through this traumatic experience because my father taught me how to make lemonade. This refreshing lemonade was a life force of my journey to live on. My father's passing affected my life in many ways. It changed my life in such a way that it made me a new person. AVID changed my life in many ways also. My depression turned into hope, and my anger turned into determination. I am no longer that angry boy. AVID has helped me focus on my life goals. One of my main goals is to finish high school and enroll in Furman University on an academic scholarship. Depression is no longer my best friend. I am confident and secure in the knowledge that my Father will always be a part of me. I will always remember my AVID tutor, Michael, who taught me to focus on my goals and to never give up. Therefore, I live and face each new day with a smile that will make my Father proud. Thank you.